Okay, good afternoon, traders. Good afternoon. My name is Raul Rivera, CEO and founder of themarketprofile.com. Today is July 10th, 2017. I don't think it's a day we're going to forget in recent memory. Bloodbath on Wall Street. So we've all heard of the movie, Nightmare on Elm Street. This would be the version, Wall Street's version, Nightmare on Wall Street. So pretty big sell-off we're seeing today, an increase in volatility as high as 16, which taking a look here, seems to be an increase of how much? A lot of percent. Probably over 40%. Let me see here. 43.47% increase in volatility. That's a beautiful thing, right? It's going to increase a lot of trading opportunity, but with today's sell-offs came victims, and I unfortunately am one of those victims for the day. We were hoping we would get the seventh straight winning session, but looks like six topped us out. Today's our first losing session, and it was a rough one. It was a rough one rough day of trading today. I don't know if the sell-off had anything to do with it, but it was certainly a really, really rough day of trading and mentally exhausting, seeing everything all unfolding. So taking a look at the S&P 500, this is a market that I did not trade today. The premise was to get short this market early in the session, but we were waiting for our trend strategy. So taking a look at the profile today, we can see just bloodbath everywhere. And not only that, but if we take a look at the total imbalance, negative 87,000 imbalance. That's something we haven't seen for quite a while, and I believe the S&P 500 actually sold off by greater than 1%, which apparently is something we haven't done in months. So it's pretty remarkable here what we're witnessing for today, but we'll remember it. Then again, we'll probably forget about it. Volatility is not here to stay. The volatility is not because of, the increase in volatility is not because of fear of declining stock prices. It's because of political tensions between the U.S. and Russia. Pretty much the world, not Russia, excuse me, the world versus North Korea, right? So that's fueling the sell-off, and since everybody has loaded their boats getting long, and everybody's long the market, today provided an extra reason to maybe reduce their exposure to the markets, right? The markets are they've been bidding the markets to new all-time highs for months and months and months. There's got to be a time where there's going to be profit taken. I think that's what's happening today. So taking a look at the profile here, we had a D, okay, followed by a B, followed by a B, and you kind of can guess the rest here. So B followed by a B followed by a B. So we were just absolutely just in a full-blown trend in the market here. So B, 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 B. Okay, complete trend, lower range extensions. I mean, you name it. Everything was in here in the markets. Let me switch over back to hybrid view, because the trade of choice was to get short either time or volume. Okay, time or volume. We got very, very close to being able to sell VWAP, but I mean, they know what the market is trying to do, and the market is trying to sell VWAP. So unfortunately, no one was able to sell VWAP if you were at the exact price where VWAP was. If you were just a little bit below VWAP, you probably got filled, but at the exact VWAP price, nobody got filled, myself included. So the idea was to get short and use volume and time to do it. No fills, no trade. No fills, no trade. Next up, we have crude oil, and this one just comes down to discipline. I don't know what the heck is wrong with me. I should have just taken my profits when I had them. It is what it is. We all learn from our mistakes, and tomorrow I will definitely make sure that I take profits as soon as I have them. In crude, we were looking to buy. I'll tell you right now. My levels, they got erased when I had to restart. My computer decided to update out of nowhere in the middle of the day, which is pretty unfortunate. But in crude oil, we were trying to buy 30 to 40. Now, where's my pen at? Right there. So we were trying to buy 49, 30 to 40. Okay, 30 to 40. So you can see tons of fills here, all over the place, and we were looking to buy. Hang on 1 second right here. Just gotta fix something. I will remove it. There we go. Okay, thanks for that. Okay, 49, 30 to 40. You can see my fills. They're kind of all cluttered up in the same space. It was pretty quick trade here, but let me show this to you on the hybrid view. I think this would make more sense for most of us who can see better this way. So the execution, the entry, absolutely perfect. The exit, it just lacked finesse, and I think that just tells the story of today's market. I mean, the sell-off catching me off guard, and just my trading was just a little off. After 6 straight days of winning, at some point something's got to give, and you got to give something back before you keep taking. It's a give and take type of relationship that we have here with the market. So getting long here, absolutely perfect execution. Getting long 49.40 and 35. So you can see the market traded as high as 49.70. Okay, from 30 to 70, that's 30 to 40 ticks of total profit. So Raul, what were you thinking? I can't tell you. I mean, I just don't know. I was looking to drive prices, not myself obviously, but I was looking for prices to trade at least and get back up to the high, and I was about to take off my positions there. The market reversed, and I had one more contract that wasn't filled. I got filled on 2 and didn't get filled on a 3rd. So I got filled on my 3rd, and then things just started going sour from there. I ended up adding to my position down here at 49.04, giving me a total leverage of 10 contracts in crude oil, which brought my cost average from 34, from 37 to 18. So now I was long crude oil at 37, okay, bringing my cost average down to 18, sold it at, bought 5 more at 49.04, sold them at 49.10, so you can see right there. So 10 minus 18 is 8 ticks, and luckily that was a good call there. I mean, simply because the average cost brought me down lower, and when I sold it, 10 minus 18 brought me down to 8 ticks instead of the 30 ticks that I was losing on 5 contracts. So 8 ticks on 10 contracts comes out to $800. So I took a loss here, close to $1,000. Ninja Trader will tell you, oh, here's your exact price. You got filled at, your cost average is right here, but then when you go into the actual data, it's a pretty big long decimal point, and came out to about $890. I don't know how they figured that, but that was the total loss on this trade. So close to $1,000 on this trade. So again, could have had 30 to 40 ticks, but I let it go. That's something that I'm gonna, have to just ponder overnight and make sure that it's something that I don't do later in the future. All right, taking a look here at the gold market. This we were trying to get long all day long. The market didn't give us any entry locations at all. So we had P-shaped distribution, and the idea, we had two ideas. Number one, we only wanted to be buyers, okay, and number two, we wanted to buy pullbacks into volume and time. Unless you were trading around 2 in the morning, that was the last time gold ever touched VWAP or TWAP. Okay, so you can see here it came very close, no cigar, and then for the rest of the day it was just absolute bid. Okay, they were buying the market a whole ton. We were looking to buy VWAP or TWAP, or if prices could trade lower, we were looking to buy 77 to 79. Of course, this sounds ridiculous, but we've had days where we go all the way up to the highs. I mean, the Nasdaq was one of those trades where 2 days ago traded all the way to new highs and then reversed all the way down to the lows and made new lows. So it can happen. I know it looks pretty ridiculous at first, but it can happen, and we were trying to long down here. Fortunately, no trades, unfortunately. Let me just go ahead and cancel these. No reason in holding those pending positions overnight, so that was pretty uneventful day there for gold. And then came the killer blow. Let me see if it automatically switched here, and it did. Good. So everything looks good. All right, so this was the killer blow. This is the Nasdaq futures, and this is what made my P&L go from up a couple $100, all down $500. A little fluctuation from that to being down about $5,000. So looking at the Nasdaq, we were looking to try and attempt the long again, where we pretty much did the other day right here. So we had 2 days in a row where we caught the absolute bottom of the day and sold it at the highs, right here, right there. So 2 straight days, beautiful. Comes the third, and maybe probability doesn't go in your favor, right? If you're at a craps table and you roll the dice and you get 7, with 2 rolls you get 7s, and on the third, what's the probability you get the third? So I guess that's what happened here. So a little bit of just life happening. So we were looking to get long the same area. So you can see we got our fills there, 65 and then 60. Ended up moving lower with the rest of the market, added 3 more to build a total of a 5-lot position. Ended up selling it at 58.08 for, I believe the total, I have it written here in my P&L spreadsheet. It wasn't pretty. It was, I think, over 30 something points that we lost here. 39.5 points loss in the Nasdaq. So an unfortunate day. 39 point loss comes out to $3,950 on a 5-lot in the Nasdaq. So I was bloodbathing today, to say the least. So down about pretty much $5,000 on the day. I lost less than 1,000 on crude oil. I lost 4 on the Nasdaq. I also lost another 5 on another $500 in the yen, which was another trade that worked out perfectly until the markets just suddenly reversed. And that was it for the trading today, unless I'm missing something, but probably not. Looking at my spreadsheet, I don't think I missed anything. So pretty tough day for me, but again, just want to pull up my spreadsheet here, just show you that losing days will happen. Okay, losing days will happen. I got to finish writing in everything in here, but losing days will happen. Okay, losing days will happen, but the profitability of the market profile has proven itself over time. You know what I'm saying? It's not the sprint, it's the marathon. And still on the month, I'm still profitable even after today's $5,500 losing day. Um, you can see here we had our 6 straight days of winnings. The first of the month happened to be a losing day there. We go over to July, and again green, 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 green. A day of red. The rest happened to be green. A few days I took off here, and then just more green. And then comes June. Okay, so here's a pattern that I've noticed in my trading, and it happens to be that every 2 or 3 months or so I have one really bad day. Okay, and on June the 27th here we can see I had one of those bad days, down $7,062, and then the following day I was down another $1,500. Came the next 2 days, 2,000, 3,000, so about 5,000 out of the 8. So I was down just a couple grand here, just a few grand in on this week 5. Actually, I was up this week. We can see here week 5, up 4, and then gave 7, 8, and then gained another 5 back. So I actually ended up winning this week, only 1,200. But it's something I've noticed, over my lifetime of trading. There's always that one day every 2 or 3 months or so where I take a pretty big hit. We go over to May, and once again, I don't have that many big hits. 2,000, 1,700 loss right there. 2 grand, 4 grand, 2 grand, 370, 2 grand, 420 loss here. Couple simple trades, a little bit of a loss right here. A couple losers here, but not to the largest scale that we had on the 27th, and the kind of scale that we had today, losing $5,500. So we know that we're going to have a losing day. We know that that day was today. So statistically, if I don't keep that in the back of my mind, tomorrow should be a better, more successful day of trading, and for the rest of the week and maybe the next few months. Of course, can't look at past performance to be indicative of future results, but it's certainly a pattern to notice, right? We're humans, we notice patterns, and this is one pattern that I've noticed over my trading in the past 3-4 years. There's always that one day that really gets you, and then it's how you come back and recover from that. So that's pretty much all the time I have for today, guys. Hope you guys got a little something out of this one. I know it's not much to teach when you have a losing day, but there are lessons to be learned from losing days. So overnight, I'm going to be thinking about everything that I could have done better, especially with the crude oil trade. I think that's the one that upset me the most. Losing on the NASDAQ, okay, it's a given. The markets are selling off, and I just became the victim of a bloodbath on Wall Street. But when it comes to crude oil, that one upset me a little bit because I had the profit. I had over, close to $1,500 profit, and I just gave it away for what? I don't know. But that's something I'm gonna continue to keep thinking over on the back of my head, and come back tomorrow refreshed, and start trading, continue trading the profile and the strategy, because it's proven to work statistically, right? Alrighty, guys, so that's all the time I have for today. I hope everybody has a great evening. If you like this video, make sure you click like, or if you have any questions about my trading or just about the market profile in general, please feel free to drop a comment down on the video. And if you guys are interested in learning more, definitely swing by the website www.themarketprofile.com, where you can claim your 14-day free trial of our trading room, where you can see me place trades live, execute the trades, and also manage the trades. And we're a winning trading room. We make plenty of profits. Year to date, minus today. Okay, let's do this minus today. Year to date performance since the month of May. That's when I built this spreadsheet. it's been about $89,000 minus the $5,000 that I lost today. So about $8,400. You can see my P&L just continues to climb. My biggest winnings come from the crude oil market. The others come from the NASDAQ, gold. Surprisingly, the S&P is one of those that, one of those that I haven't made too much money on, and the NASDAQ's actually been the one that's been more profitable than anything else. So if you guys are interested in the spreadsheet, it is yours. Just sign up for a 14-day free trial, and you guys will be able to see and analyze those trades for yourselves. And even if you're not part of the room or you're not able to attend, the P&L spreadsheet is there, and I update it, so every time you check it out, it's always going to have either going to be updated or at the end of the day, it's usually when I update them. But anyways, guys, have a great night. Hopefully tomorrow is a better day, sunnier day, and everybody have a good evening. Thanks, guys.